You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to Red Devil Postgame, GHS-TV's four-time national award-winning sports show. I'm Coy Sims.
And I'm Will Cobbins. We're back with more exciting action and some unforgettable highlights of this season's sports. Let's take a look at our Red Devil basketball team in our latest In the Paint episode. GHS-TV reporters Darian Branch and Robert Beckton sat down with head coach of the basketball team, Coach Retouches Spears, to talk about this season and the playoff expectations.
Hello Red Devil Nation, welcome to In the Paint. I'm Darian Branch.
And I'm Robert Beckton. The regular season is officially in the books and our Red Devils are playoff bound. And what a way to close it out with a 32-25 revenge win over the Cordova Wolves after that earlier loss.
Defense showed up, energy was high, and senior night made it even more special. Today, we're breaking it all down with head coach Retouches Spears.
So let's slide into the paint.
Welcome, Coach. As the season is wrapping up, how could you just sum up the year?
Well, the year's been a roller coaster ride, obviously. We knew we had to buckle up because we knew, like I said early on, that we had a very young team. And so with that young team, we knew we would go a lot of ups and downs. So we finished the season what we wanted to do. We wanted to go out trying to win some of the last games. So the last 3 games, we won 2 out of those last 3. And, you know, it was ups and downs, but that's to be expected for the young teams.
Coach, despite having a young roster, senior night gave a chance to showcase some of our seniors, Malik Williamson and Eric Griffin. What did it feel like to see their last regular season game being played?
Oh, it's happy. You know, it's happy. You're proud of them, especially with Eric. You know, he had a severe injury last year, and he missed basically all of the summer and everything. So we didn't know what he would come back, how he would come back, if he would be able to play, and he did. He helped us actually win a couple games. And Malik, he's been here, so you want to see him get applauded for his years of being with us. So it was a good moment, and plus we won, so that's always a plus.
And you know, to add on to that, we had such a young roster this year. A lot of players had to step up. They had to play a key role. And how do you think they did playing that role?
I think they did well, you know, because most people had projected us to probably be in the bottom 2, and we ended up being in the top 4. So that was a big accomplishment to them. We should clap, give them their credit. You know, starting with Darian here, you know, he was the one that probably played the most last year. And then we have a freshman that starts, so he's coming from the 8th grade. We have a sophomore that played freshman, and we had a junior that really didn't play a lot, and then Malik kind of played sparingly. So just proud of all those guys to get this far and show what hard work can do. So I'm proud of those guys, and then, you know, it was great to see that.
Well, thank you, Coach, for coming onto the show In the Paint.
No doubt. Thank you, guys. Go Red Devils.
Recently, GHS-TV reached a major milestone by producing its first ever live broadcast for basketball. The entire production was led by students. GHS-TV reporter Paula Briceño has an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at our first live broadcast.
From thrilling three-point shots to the team huddle, GHS-TV got you into action this basketball season. For the first time ever, we live broadcasted here from the B Gym. But how do we do it? Take a look.
Williamson is sprinting up, passes to Branch. Branch goes in for the 3, and it's good.
GHS point guard Darian Branch was calling the shots on the court. GHS-TV director Will Cummings was calling the camera shots during our live sports coverage.
Stand by camera one, stand by talent. Well, I'm a director. I'm like the point guard for the live coverage team, and what I do is I make sure I put my team and my TD, my audio, my sound, and my V-mix in the right positions to help them make the right plays, or be in the right position to succeed in the live coverage.
Helping him was a team of 20 GHS-TV staff members, getting the cameras set up, preparing their replays, and talking to people.
Take cam 4, title, key talent.
Tough loss, Coach.
Oh yeah.
But how do you think the team let the game get away from you?
For some, it was their first time in these positions.
I think that's really cool to be a part of something like this.
It was harder. Players move fast, especially the boys. They move fast. You gotta stay focused and watch.
But for everyone, it was a new challenge.
I really like the live coverage in total. I'm a big fan of basketball. It's just challenging trying to make sure I call the right plays at the right time.
In order to broadcast live, GHS-TV bought all new equipment.
The most important aspect of all this was having a control room inside the basketball arena, just so that we could have everyone work together in a live event.
The new technology meant GHS-TV could capture highlights from every angle.
And you can see Coach Spears making those plays. He's telling what to do on the court.
This is a pretty big deal to have a live production. Not very many other schools and not very many other actual production companies do what these students can do.
This year, GHS-TV staff now has the distinction of getting not one, but 2 live sports broadcasts off the ground.
We're coming to you live from Germantown's Mike McIntyre Gymnasium, where the Germantown Red Devils will take on the number 7 Arlington Tigers. I'm Calvin Nicholson.
And I'm Robert Beckton.
I am the commentator. I'm the person on camera for our basketball live coverage, and I was the director for our football live coverage. So I think it's an honor to be both those things, and I hope that the next generation, the next class, they carry on.
It was a year of new experiences, built by a dedicated team behind the scenes.
And it's just overall fun, because not many people can say they directed live coverage for a basketball game, and me able to doing this with my team is pretty good.
Reporting for Red Devil Postgame, I'm Paula Ricendo.
But that wraps up GHS-TV's live basketball coverage.
From explosive sprints to long distance runs, our track team recently hit the ground running at a citywide jamboree. Our athletes were ready to compete and gave it their all in a strong early first season, testing sprints, distance, relay, and field events. Here's a trackside look with Coy Sams.
Track season is officially underway, and today Germantown track and field team is preparing to hit the ground running to showcase their skills and their hard work. Today I have here with me senior Haley Gray and Coach Nelson. So Haley, how has preseason training prepared you for today?
Preseason has helped me because I usually do AAU in the summertime. So being able to do a high jump my last year is really helpful, and then during preseason it helps me keep me motivated and being able to keep my skill that I already have.
And Coach, how do you think preseason training has helped the team as a whole?
Preseason is mostly about getting mentally ready for what they're going to do and to figure out what events are going to fit what athletes the best.
Haley, what events are you competing in, and what are your goals for today?
I have already completed the high jump. I completed with 4.8, and I soon to do the 800, and I plan to get a new PR under 2:58.
Coach, what message did you give the team before playing today?
First and foremost, it was make sure they ate this morning properly. But the big thing is today's about establishing where we're at so that we can make a plan of where we want to go.
Haley, what statement are you trying to make as a team today?
I would tell the team just to keep going, keep pushing. Whatever you do, don't stop. You're good at what you do. You got to have the right mindset and keep going.
And Coach, what are the team's goal for this season?
The team's goal is to get more kids to state. We took 8 kids last year. We'd like to take more this year, and to expand more, we're doing more field events this year. We have more runners this year, so we just want to put more people out there.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Reporting for Red Devil Postgame, I'm Coy Sims. Meanwhile, in wrestling, Sydney Newble qualified for sectionals at Region 8 Girls Championship. During her match, she took a knee to the mouth, pushing her way to third place. This makes Sydney the first female wrestler in Germantown wrestling history to qualify for state.
It feels amazing being the first female to represent Germantown, hopefully not the last, but I feel really proud of myself and the hard work that I've put in to be a state medalist.
Soccer is back, and this time the boys are ready to compete with high expectations, intensity, and talent. The Germantown boys soccer team is ready to make noise and chase another big season. Reporter Paula Brasino has the latest.
The Germantown Red Devils have lost tonight's match against the Power Center Academy. Joining me to talk about tonight's match is Coach Hertzberger and player Jonathan Perez.
It's our first game this season, and because of the snow especially, we haven't really been able to be on the field, so it wasn't the way I would have wanted it to go, but it wasn't a bad first effort. It's the first time I've seen a lot of these guys play.
We can work better and do better. It's our first game without conditioning and everything. I feel like we can do better this year.
We're going to be a lot more cohesive. I mean, we've got some new players that I think are really exciting, and then I think are going to help us a lot. We've got good leadership, I think. I think we've got a good attitude as a group, and we've got some people that really work hard.
We have to stay lines closer together. If the defense is here, right, the midfield cannot be up here with 30 yards of space.
Honestly, for us to improve as a team is communication. Laying the ball, passing more, playing simple, and doing better and other stuff.
So I think that when that starts gelling, it's going to be a good season.
Reporting for Red Devil Postgame, I'm Paula Brasino. Back to you in the studio.
Baseball season is right around the corner, and excitement is building. With returning players bringing experience and new players ready to make an impact, expectations are high. Will Cobbins went to the Baseball Diamond to get the latest.
The baseball season is coming up, and they're ready to knock this season out the park. With this being a senior-led team, they are hoping for a successful season with determination and grit. Here joining me now is Class of 26 Jeremy Parker and Coach Wagner. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Will.
What are you most excited for this season?
Really just want to have fun because last year was pretty fun. And I will miss the seniors, but I really want to win. And I'm expecting a lot of success this season.
Now to you, Coach. How has this preseason training prepared for opening day?
Well, one of the things that we worked on throughout the fall and the winter is our defense. One of the things that was shown to me last year by the players and the former coach was a lack of defensive discipline. I know the guys don't like it all the time, but one of the things that we keep drilling them on and on and on is defense.
What team are you most excited for playing this season?
I got Bartlett first game. It's a revenge game. You know, I feel like last season ended up on an unfinished note, so looking to get our revenge in that game. And Fayetteville and also GBCA, which is going to be held at AutoZone Park. So I'm pretty excited about that game.
So what are your expectations for this season?
One, to remain disciplined. If we can follow through in game with what we've done on the practice field throughout the fall and winter, we'll have a successful season.
How is this team different from last year?
This team is way more disciplined, I would say, and I feel like they wanted more. We all looking for a successful season. We are going to do our part to do it.
What is one goal that you have for this team?
Just be competitive, and I've got a great assistant coach, and the team has just followed me, and that's what all I've asked them to do is just to come in and be disciplined and trust the process.
What goals has the team set for this year?
We're going to get our first winning record in 5 years, I think, but we're just looking for that really much.
We want a winning season. Germantown hasn't had a winning season since 2019. So even with the COVID year of 2020 where we didn't play at all, this team has an opportunity to become that winning team.
And last question, how do you feel about your seniors leading this team and to this winning season that you guys are hoping for?
Anytime you've got a group of seniors like I've got that are determined to really lead this team, they're modeling. And just like we as teachers, we model what kind of behavior we want our students to have. As a coach, I model the behavior that I want my players to have.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thanks, Will.
Reporting for Red Devil Postgame, I'm Will Cobbins. Razor sharp precision was on full display at the Regional Cheer Showcase. Our cheerleaders qualified for the National High School Cheerleading Championship. They placed 7th in the small varsity code Division II category, and they received 0 deductions compared to last year. We are proud of their accomplishments and good luck to next year. Basketball and ballet might seem like two completely different worlds, but the executive director of Ballet Memphis is also a dedicated basketball enthusiast with a one-of-a-kind collection of Michael Jordan ticket stubs. I sat down with Andrew Goldberg to find out more about this rare collection. Mr. Goldberg, thank you for joining us today on Red Devil Postgame. So you played basketball growing up, but now you lead one of the major art organizations in Memphis. So tell me, have you thought that sports and arts can comply together?
Well, thank you so much for having me here today. Yeah, growing up, I loved the arts and I loved sports, and I just kind of loved them at the same time. If you know the show Glee, I think his name was Finn, maybe?
It's not a problem for me, man. Actually, it's a big problem.
You know, he's an athlete and sports, and you know, I was on the varsity basketball team in high school, but I was almost an art major in college, but was a music major. I got a degree in music composition, but was a singer. So yeah, I've had both in my life, all my life.
So do you consider, in your opinion, do you consider ballet dancers as athletes? Why or why not?
Absolutely. I mean, they are what we like to say are artist athletes, because they are creating beautiful motion with their bodies, and what they do, they make it look easy, but it's very challenging and difficult. And just like in professional sports, they can have injuries, they may require surgeries, and as well, they have to practice every day, they have to warm up every day, and as well, they also can sort of what we say is age out. You know, athletes don't, you know, LeBron James is a very special athlete, but most basketball players don't play into their 40s. And it's the same thing with ballet dancers.
Well, you know, you are very inspired, and as you know, you're very proud of that you hold Michael Jordan tickets.
Yes.
So can you give us some insight on those tickets?
Absolutely. So growing up, my father was a season ticket holder of the Chicago Bulls for 25 years. He split tickets with 2 buddies, and so I was lucky if I got to go to 3 to 4 games a year growing up. And I just collected things. And about 10 years ago, I had this crazy idea to try to collect a ticket stub from every game that Michael Jordan played in, which is 1,264 NBA games. And I'm currently at nearly 90% in the collection.
That is great to hear. That is so great to hear. So you also said every ticket holds a story. Can you give us insight on one of those tickets that you have in your hands right
Yes, I will. 1996, home game E in Chicago, it was an elimination game, the Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. Towards the end of the game, Michael Jordan hits a 3-pointer, which puts the game just enough out of reach to say, this series is over. As Michael Jordan is backpedaling to go on defense, he sees his buddy Spike Lee, who he had done some commercials with throughout the years, and just waves bye-bye to him because he's a big Knicks fan.
Jordan. Jordan just looked over at Spike Lee and waved bye-bye. Watch this now. As he backs up. See you later, Spike, he says. See you in the next Nike commercial.
That game has a story in there where, you know, he's waved bye-bye, sort of taunting his good friend. Well, I had a good chance, or opportunity last summer to meet Spike Lee at a sports collectors convention where he was autographing things, and I got him to sign that ticket. And so that's what this ticket is. So this is a ticket from that game where they eliminated the Knicks and Michael Jordan waved bye-bye. And it says it right there on the label, MJ waves bye-bye to Spike Lee. And you can see that it's a beautiful signature on there. So anyway, these are fun little stories. It wasn't just a Jordan game, it wasn't just a win, but there was this little nuance and story that happened within the context of the game.
That's great. So, what would you tell athletes who also have love for the arts, but in artists, but who are not afraid? Like, what advice would you give them?
For athletes to try the arts, I think that we're probably all artists in some way. Like, we've all danced at a party. We've all been creative, in some way. Sometimes we doodle, on the notepad or on our computers. Sometimes we enjoy art, but we're not always creators of art. And that can be okay too, to just enjoy the art, whether it's visual or dancing or go to, watch someone else do it. But if you want to participate, you just have to start somewhere, and it's okay. I mean, I did it and I loved it. And I just enjoyed it, and there might have been some folks who thought, that's a little odd. I thought you were just an athlete, or why are you doing singing now? And I kind of didn't care what they thought. I just loved it, and I'm so happy that I did.
That's great. So what advice do you give to young athletes who are also balancing sports and arts in their life?
Keep doing it. Just find a way to have them both in your life. Athletics are great, not just because they're fun, they're good for health. And so is music and the arts. I mean, there's a lot of studies about that as well, that it's really good for your brain, and I think it's good for life balance. Eventually you go on to college, you go to your professional careers, and it's, for the majority of people, it's not going to be as an artist. For the majority of people, it's not going to be as a professional athlete. But isn't it great that you have that knowledge base and that enjoyment in your life, and you're going to want that for balance, to just sort of balance out the stress of a career or life.
Well, Ms. Gorbord, this was a very insightful interview, and you also inspired me in today's interview. I thank you so much for joining us on Red Devil Postgame.
Thank you so much for having me.
Football signing day is more than just putting pen to paper. It's moments when years of hard work, early morning workouts, late night practices, and countless sacrifices finally pay off. Families, teammates, and coaches gather as our Germantown Red Devils make commitments to the next chapter of their journey. We're excited to see them represent our school at the collegiate level.
And I'm confident that everything that these guys have been through this program, man, and the things they learned, the brotherhood, the bonds they've gotten, have them prepared for the next phase of life.
I want to graduate, that's the main goal. But if I can set myself up to be in a better opportunity in the future, that's definitely a goal too.
That brings us to the end of this Red Devil Post game. A big shout out to all the coaches and players who joined us in today's show.
Want to know what goes on behind the scenes? Be sure to follow us on Instagram at GHS-TV for exclusive content and extras. From all of us here at GHS-TV, thanks for watching. I'm Coy Sims.
And I'm Will Cobbins. Catch you next time. And as always,
go Red Devils.